I'm Muhammed Hamdan and you're tuned into Nightline news making the headlines. Muslims in Malaysia to celebrate Aidilfitri on Wednesday. And in Aidilfitri message, PM Anwar urges Malaysians towards unity and forgiveness. Good morning. Muslims in Malaysia will celebrate Hari Raya Aidilfitri on Wednesday, April 10th. This was announced by the keeper of the ruler's seal, Tan Sri Syed Daniel Syed Ahmad, on Tuesday night. The announcement was broadcast over local television networks. On March 30th, the office of the keeper of the ruler's seal said in a statement that the sighting of the new moon would take place on April 9th. The young Di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim cautioned the nation's political leaders, advising them not to engage in extreme rhetoric when discussing religious and racial matters. The king emphasized that leaders from all parties should serve as a unifying force within the nation's diverse society, exemplifying maturity and responsibility in their conduct. In Sultan Ibrahim's social media posting on Tuesday, he said that recent events should serve as a wake-up call for all segments of society to have the responsibility of safeguarding national unity. According to the post, Sultan Ibrahim has granted an audience to senior leaders from UMNO and DAP at Istana Negara, which focused on current developments related to sensitive religious and racial issues. The leaders present at the audience were UMNO Deputy President Datuk Sri Muhammad Hassan, Melaka UMNO Liaison Committee Chairman Datuk Sri Abdul Rauf Yusof, DAP Deputy Secretary General Liu Chin Tong, and UMNO Youth Chief Dr. Muhammad Akmal Saleh. Sultan Ibrahim also emphasized that genuine unity among the people would serve as the driving force for Malaysia's overall prosperity, especially as the nation approaches the auspicious celebration of Hari Raya. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim on Tuesday night stressed the importance of unity among Malaysians, irrespective of race or religion, to elevate the nation to greater and dignified heights. Anwar said the country cannot marginalize or antagonize any group or community, regardless of whether they are in the majority or minority, for any reason. Anwar said this in his special televised address in conjunction with Hari Raya Aidilfitri on Wednesday. He said that the framework of nation building should not underestimate the importance of Islam as the federal religion and the advancement of Sharia law in the country.
Malah kita harus tegas, pasti dan tidak kelihatan bertolak ansur dalam kesungguhan kita memupuk nilai dan membina negara yang bermaruah. Namun, jangan kita anggap ini sebagai suatu sijil peluang untuk meremehkan, menghina atau merusakkan kaedah, budaya dan cara hidup orang lain. Inilah perimbangan, keseimbangan yang perlu dipertahankan dalam semangat kita di Malaysia merayakan Hari Raya Aidilfitri Mubarak ini.
The Prime Minister called on the people to grasp the true essence of Aidilfitri, a time when Muslims celebrate their triumph in returning to the core of humanity through the sanctity of Ramadan, which serves as a spiritual platform for abandoning harmful practices and customs. He emphasized the need for steadfastness in pursuit of victory, highlighting that success in any endeavor requires patience, wisdom, and meticulous planning to maintain the balance essential for nation building. Anwar also apologized to all Muslims and Malaysians if his words or actions had inadvertently caused offense, as he extended his Aidilfitri greetings. Now, the Health Ministry has advised the public to remain cautious when celebrating Aidilfitri despite the improved COVID-19 situation in the country. Health Director General Dr. Muhammad Radzi Abu Hassan said this is because many closed-door meetings among families and friends are expected to take place during the festive season. In a statement, Dr. Muhammad said the number of COVID-19 cases dropped sharply from March 31st to April 6, down by about 97.1%. He pointed out that the Omicron variant, including its sub-variants, currently spreading in Malaysia, does not cause severe infection. Despite the improved COVID-19 situation, he cautioned that the disease remains a threat, calling everyone to be vigilant in dealing with it. Dr. Muhammad reminded the public to clean their hands regularly with soap or sanitizer and wear face masks in crowded areas. He said the public should continue practicing the test, report, isolate, inform and seek guidelines if they experience any symptoms. For those travelling, he advised them to have enough rest before making their trips and stop at rest areas along the highways if necessary. Although many residents of Kuala Lumpur have begun travelling back to their hometowns for the Hari Raya celebrations, there are still those who stayed back a little longer to go on an 11th hour shopping spree. With Hari Raya Aidilfitri being celebrated on Wednesday, Jalan Tunku Abdul Rahman remains buzzing with activity as eager shoppers look to put the final touches for their festive preparations. And we have with us now to give the updates on the last-minute Aidilfitri shopping frenzy is Nightline's Alif Yunus. Alif, tell us more.
Thank you, Muhammad. With the announcement of Hari Raya made 4 hours ago, you can see that the streets are abuzz with excitement as people rush to complete their last-minute shopping for the Aidilfitri celebrations. The street, as you can see, is teeming with eager shoppers, busy vendors and enthusiastic last-minute buyers. And despite the crowds and the rush, the spirit of togetherness and celebration is noticeable as everyone prepares for the much-awaited Hari Raya festivities. Earlier, I spoke to some of the shoppers here at Jalan Tuanku Abdul Rahman to share their experiences during this last-minute shopping rush. Okay, let's take a listen. Nampak ada kat Jalan Tara, manakah dah hujung-hujung Ramadan ni. So nak tanyalah, kenapa pilih untuk shopping last minute ni?
Tak sempat lah nak shopping tempat lain tu, tak sempat. Kita pun dapat cuti pun beberapa hari. Kita jalan lah bawa anak-anak.
Shopping last minute ni, esok ni nak raya ni, hari ni baru shopping, kenapa?
Sebab satunya saya kerja satu kerja, lepas tu nak ambil suasana raya last minute.
So nak tanyalah, manakah dah hujung-hujung Ramadan ni, dah last minute shopping ni, kenapa pilih untuk last minute shopping?
Sebab dah ramai sangat. Awal-awal ni macam tak fun. Kalau dah lambat-lambat ni macam fun lah, ada vibe raya.
Okay, and for your information, I was also here at Jalan Tuanku Abdul Rahman last year for Nightline, and I noticed some interesting trends from the vendors where they reduce the price, especially during this last minute. So let's hear from them about how this year's sales compares to the last year. Let's take a listen. Okey Kak, memandangkan dah dekat hujung-hujung raya ni lah kan, nak tanyalah macam mana dengan sale tahun ni? Better dari tahun lepas ke ataupun kurang sikit daripada tahun-tahun lepas?
Tahun ni macam kurang sikit sebab orang banyak beli last minute jadi kita turun harga, jadi untung tu agak kurang sebab orang selalu beli last minute. Jadi kita akan turunkan harga, banyak laku lagi hujung-hujung minggu ni.
Okey, daripada tahun lepas saya tak ada sini. So masa saya baru join ni aku raya 6 tahun ni. Tapi bagi saya alhamdulillah tahun ni okey. Tak masalah. Cuma hujung-hujung ni cuma nak lelang bagi habis je, itu saja.
Alhamdulillah lah, tahun ni lagi up sikit lah daripada tahun lepas. Sebab tengok setiap malam pun macam ni juga anbangan. Memang penuh lah orang. Dari pukul 12 sampai pukul 3 tu memang tak boleh gerak lah.
And there you have it. The atmosphere is alive here and well at Jalan Tuanku Abdul Rahman. And whether you are looking for traditional garments, mouth-watering delicacies or festive decorations, this street has it all. And before I go, I just want to take this opportunity to wish everyone Selamat Hari Raya, and back to you, Muhammad.
Right, thank you, Alif, for the report live from the federal capital. In other news, Bank Negara Malaysia BNM on Tuesday said it has ordered 2 of the country's largest banking institutions to provide it with a full explanation for recent service outages. The central bank said the banks have been asked to explain the root cause leading to the incidents, as well as corrective and preventive measures undertaken to avoid a recurrence of similar issues. In a statement, BNM said it will not hesitate to take further supervisory actions where banks have fallen short of its regulatory and supervisory expectations. Earlier on Tuesday, CIMB Malaysia took to social media to announce that it was experiencing intermittent service disruptions. On April 5th, Malayan Banking Berhad saw disruptions affecting its debit cards, online banking and automated telemachine service. BNM said it takes a serious view of the recent banking services outages by two of the country's largest banking institutions, which have caused disruptions and inconvenience to customers. It said both banks have since restored normal banking services. BNM said both banks have been instructed to ensure appropriate communication with affected customers. This includes promptly attending to any complaints and inquiries resulting from the outage and providing timely updates on services that were affected. BNM said it expects all banking institutions to maintain high availability of banking services at all times. Death, destruction prevail as Palestinians celebrate grim Aidilfitri. News from the foreign front when we return.
We are students from Tokyo wishing you Selamat Hari Raya, Maaf Zahir dan Batin.
We are Malaysian students in Budapest wishing everyone
Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri, Maaf Zahir dan Batin.
We are from Queensland, Australia, who like to wish
Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri, Maaf Zahir dan Batin.
Alo, sihat ke tak? Kenapa buat kerja buat bulat ni tau?
Itulah, kata tak sihat.
Alung sihat. Pening sikit je ni. Tapi yang penting, hampa semua balik raya dengan Alung kan? Alung ada misi untuk kita.
Misi apa pula ni?
Alung ni tak mau berakhir kat sini tahun ni.
Alung nak ajak hampa semua pergi pusat jagaan dekat Kajang tu. Kita raya sama-sama dengan mereka.
Lah, pasal apa pula?
Pasal masih ada yang sayang. Kalau bukan kita, siapa lagi?
Okay dah, jom. Kita siap. Jom.
Nah, ni juga siap?
Dah lah. Jom.
Ya, sekarang.
Jom. Kita pakai juga cantik. Pertama kita nak makan susu kan? Dah baju cantik. Betul tak? Okay, jom kita. ST best kali ni.
Kita menguruskan manusia, banduan dengan pelbagai kerenah, dengan pelbagai masalah, dengan pelbagai kesulitan.
Hukuman di dunia telah diberi kepada dia. Dia adalah menjalani hukuman penjara. Apa salah kita memberi peluang kedua kepada benda untuk dia berubah?
Macam saya cakap tadi lah, kalau nak tanya dengan orang, tak ada seorang pun yang nak jadi pegawai pelihara, tak ada.
Welcome back. Foreign news. Hamas on Tuesday said the latest deal proposed by Israel that it received from Qatari and Egyptian mediators did not meet any of the demands of Palestinian factions. While Hamas said it appreciated the effort, the group said Israel remains stubborn and has not responded to any of the demands of Palestinians. Even so, the group added in a statement that it is keen to reach an agreement that puts an end to the aggression against its people, saying it would study the proposal and deliver its response to the mediators. Over the weekend in Cairo, U.S. Central Intelligence Agency Director Bill Burns presented a new proposal that includes pushing Israel to release a higher number of Palestinian prisoners in exchange for the expected 40 Israeli hostages who would be freed during the first phase of a three-stage ceasefire deal. The Zionist regime, however, said it was not ready to end the military offensive before it invaded Rafah, as its leader Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday said a date has been set for a ground offensive in the territory, which is Gaza's last refuge for displaced Palestinians. In the meantime, Palestinians are preparing for the Eid al-Fitr in a somber mood, with the spectre of war and hunger in the territory overshadowing the normally festive Muslim end of the holy month, as talks to secure a ceasefire still loom. People in the heart of the Gaza Strip are confronted with the ruins of their homes, famine, bombs and bullets in a conflict that shows no signs of abating. What should be a time of joyous festivities has been overshadowed by the spectre of death and destruction.
والله ما بدنا العيد ولا بدنا حاجة. هاي عيدنا شايفتين عيد راح تكون زي هيك. يعني زي هيك بدنا نقعد قدام بيتنا ونضلنا قاعدين في هالعيد. لا احنا رايحين على مخلوق ولا رايحين على حاجة. كنا مشايتين. يعني قرايبك تيتم ماتوا يعني كمان استشهدوا. الحمد لله هسه طلعوا فيهم قاعدين هنا كمية. الحمد لله. في عيد يا خالة، من بدي يعيد يا خالة؟ عنده فيش بيت إلا فيها جريح، فيش بيت إلا فيها شهيد، فيش بيت إلا في كل حاجة.
مساعداتهم كلها بتكفيش، حتى مواد تنظيف، احنا عايشين في منطقة كلها أمراض، مواد تنظيف ما بنستلم أبدا، ما استلمناش أبدا مواد تنظيف إطلاقا، لا صابونة، لا كلور، لا مطهر ولا أي حاجة من هذا النوع.
However, even as the fighting in Gaza continues, families living in the enclave are doing their best to celebrate the festive season.
طبعا حرب غزة أثرت كثير على المواسم، على الأسواق، على الأشغال. فرحة العيد طبعا الواحد راح يآزر إخوانه في غزة، مش راح طبعا يفرح وأهله في غزة طبعا بموتوا. كيف عيد؟ ما بتوقع فرحة عيد أصلا.
Over in Indonesia, millions of Muslims braved extensive traffic jams as they began the journey to their hometowns ahead of Eid al-Fitr on Wednesday. According to the Transport Ministry, around 193 million people across the nation were expected to travel during the week-long holiday this year, about 56% higher compared to the same period last year. Meanwhile, in Bangladesh, thousands of travelers joined the holiday rush back home, leaving the capital Dhaka to celebrate Eid al-Fitr with their families as the country began a long bridge holiday of 8 days. This year, the festivities started on Sunday when Muslims in Bangladesh observed Shab-e-Qadar and will end next Sunday when the country celebrates the Bengali New Year, aligning with the 3-day Eid al-Fitr holiday and the weekend to form the 8-day holiday period. Ahmad thrashed in Atnop Pro League Sports after this breather.
We are students from Dublin Business School wishing you
Selamat Hari Raya, Maaf Zahir dan Batin.
We are students from universities in Adelaide
wishing you Selamat Hari Raya, Maaf Zahir dan Batin.
We are students from Ingolstadt, Germany, and we would like to wish you all
Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri and Eid Mubarak und Frohe Zukunft.
Kita menguruskan manusia, banduan dengan pelbagai kerenah, dengan pelbagai masalah, dengan pelbagai kesulitan.
Hukuman di dunia telah diberi kepada dia adalah menjalani hukuman penjara. Apa salah kita memberi peluang kedua kepada benda untuk dia berubah?
Macam saya cakap tadi lah, kalau nak tanya dengan orang, tak ada seorang pun yang nak jadi pegawai penjara, tak ada.
Sambil-sambil kita makan kuih raya ni kan, jomlah kita layan program menarik raya pertama ni.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, walillah. Assalamualaikum, selamat pagi. Pagi Syawal, Syawal yang pertama pada hari ini.
Ni, bukan dekat situ ni, dekat sini ni.
Kau nak bola semua di ayah tu kan?
Ya Allah.
Saksikan di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
We're back with sports. Football, the ADNOC Pro League. Al Wasl continued their league domination with a massive 4-1 victory over Ahmad, moving them 11 points clear at the top of the table. Haris Seferovic opened accounts for Al Wasl with a low shot from inside the box in the 19th minute before Jeong Seong-hyun added the second goal of the night with a powerful header to stretch Al Wasl's advantage 2 minutes before the break. 6 minutes after the break, Fabio Lima made it 3-0 and confirmed his side's control on the game after converting from the spot. And Ali Saleh made it 4-0 in the 61st minute with a powerful effort from a tight angle. Ajman's consolation goal came from Rocky Marciano in the 39th minute. The result means that Al Wasl sit first with 48 points, while Ahmad are 12th with 17 points. And on to tennis, the 2024 Monte Carlo Masters. Stefanos Tsitsipas advanced to the last 32 after Laszlo Djere retired midway through the second set with an injury on Monday.
Tsitsipas had taken the first set and was leading in the second when his Serbian counterpart was unable to continue and brought an end to proceedings. The 12-seeded Greek will next face either Nicolas Jarry or Thomas Martin Ichveri for a place in the last 16. Joining him will be Karen Khachanov, who beat Cameron Norrie 7-5, 7-6, 3. Norrie started with the first break of the match. Khachanov broke straight back and toppled the Brit's serve again at 6-5 to avoid a first-set tiebreak. Norrie looked again to be in control when he went 5-3 ahead, but Khachanov broke back once again before winning the tiebreak 7-3. He will face Argentinian Francisco Cerundolo next. In another match, Australia's Alex de Minaur eased past Stan Wawrinka in straight sets 6-3, 6-0 in 1 hour and 3 minutes to reach the second round. He will next face Dutch Talon Griekspoor.
Coming up, 2 nabbed for monstrous fireworks that spiraled out of control.
We are students from University of Sheffield wishing you Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri, Maaf Zahir dan Batin. We hope you have a festive Hari Raya.
We're from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln
Wishing you
Selamat Hari Raya, Maaf Zahir dan Batin.
We Malaysian students from Hanyang University Korea would like to wish you all
Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri, Maaf Zahir dan Batin.
Raya anda confirm lagi layan dengan TV3. Raya pertama, seram, bikin geram. Raya kedua memang rock. Raya ketiga yang sempoi-sempoi je.
Apa syaratnya?
Raya keempat, rindu zaman study. Sambut raya macam dulu-dulu di Magnificent 8 TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Aloh! Aloh, sihat ke tak? Kenapa buat kerja berat ni, Aloh?
Itulah. Kata tak sihat.
Alung sihat. Pergi sikit je ni. Tapi yang penting, hampa semua balik raya dengan Alung kan? Alung ada misi untuk kita.
Misi apa pula ni?
Alung ni tak mau bagi kat sini tahun ni.
Alung nak ajak hampa semua pergi pusat jagaan dekat Kajang tu. Kita raya sama-sama dengan mereka.
Lah, pasal apa pula?
Pasal masih ada yang sayang. Kalau bukan kita, siapa lagi?
Okay dah, jom. Kita siap. Jom.
Nah, ni juga siap?
Dah lah. Jom.
Ya, sekarang.
Jom. Pertama kita nak makan susu kan? Dah baju cantik, betul tak? Okay, jom kita. Mesti best kali ni.
Nightline continues. In the federal capital, 5 policemen were among 7 men arrested for allegedly robbing a foreigner of his watch and 260,000 ringgit in an incident on Saturday. Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Datuk Rusdi Mahabarisa said, acting on the complainant's report, a team of police officers initially arrested 3 suspects at 11:50 p.m. the next day. In a statement, Rusdi said based on the information obtained from the first suspects, police raided another location and arrested 4 others, including a former policeman and a civilian. All those arrested are aged between 28 and 41. 5 of the suspects have been remanded for 4 days starting Monday, while the remaining 2 men are also being remanded for 4 days beginning Tuesday. The case is being investigated under the Penal Code for gang robbery and impersonating a public servant. It is learned that one of the suspects is a former VAT 69 officer who had impersonated a policeman during the robbery at a condominium in Jalan Tun Razak. Meanwhile, in Selangor, police are currently on the hunt for 2 male suspects believed to be responsible for an arson attack on a 4-wheel drive vehicle. Petaling Jaya Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Shahrul Nizam Jaafar alias Ismail confirmed that police received a report from a 56-year-old complainant saying his vehicle was set on fire by 2 males on Sunday night. Closed-circuit television footage revealed that the suspects pulled up in front of the victim's vehicle at about 11:45 p.m. and proceeded to pour a flammable liquid, suspected to be petrol, onto the vehicle, setting it ablaze in a matter of seconds. The case is being investigated under the Penal Code for arson. In Kedah, 2 men have been arrested for lighting up fireworks openly in a public place after the display spiraled out of control and sent visitors fleeing at Dataran Zero near the Sungai Petani Bazaar on Tuesday. According to Kuala Muda Police Chief ACP Zaidi Cik Hassan, investigations revealed that the incident was an unscripted chain reaction by the burning of a unit of Happy Bomb type of firecrackers, where during the explosion, fireworks toppled and strayed towards another cache of fireworks, which was then ignited in large quantities. Following the incident, police arrested the 2 perpetrators, a 27-year-old man in possession of the fireworks and a 24-year-old who lit the fireworks display for further action. The case is being investigated under the Explosives Act. Over in Perak, a contractor pleaded not guilty in the Sungai Siput Magistrates Court on Tuesday to 2 counts of reckless driving, resulting in the deaths of 2 brothers last week. According to the charge sheets, 52-year-old Lee Kin Peng was charged with driving a 4-wheel drive vehicle in a dangerous manner, causing the death of 17-year-old Ahmad Zuhal Nurazlan and 13-year-old Ahmad Marikh Nurazlan. The charges were framed under the Road Transport Act, which carries a maximum jail term of 10 years and a fine of not more than 50,000 ringgit upon conviction. Magistrate Nurul Ashifa Rizwan allowed Lee bail of 6,000 ringgit with 1 surety for both charges, along with additional conditions. The court fixed June 11th for mention of the case. And that wraps up this edition of Nightline. On behalf of the Nightline team, I'd like to wish all our Muslim viewers Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri. And we hope all of you have a joyous and safe celebrations ahead. I'm Muhammed, and thanks for tuning in, and Selamat Hari Raya.
Allah
أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره الكافرون لا إله إلا الله وحده صدق وعده ونصر عبده وأعز جنده وهزم الأحزاب وحده لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله